Hello, my name is Bradley and I'm your host of The Internal Game. So we know that our state of being is always implying something. And if we don't know that, I'm here to tell you that our state of being is always implying something, right? So today's video is going to be a little specific person based because I found it a little bit easier to explain because we can okay, this makes sense, but it's honestly the same for anything. So let's just say there's a person and that you got your mind on, right? Maybe it's someone you already that you live with. Maybe it's somebody that you're wanting to date, wanting to get back. Doesn't necessarily matter, right? But someone specific, and you want them to behave differently. You want them to text you more. You want them to reassure you. You want that reassurance. You want them to call you. You want them to tell you a lot, like, hey, like I'm still here, right? So the want is there. You want this person to do this because the state of being is implying, or if this is happening, the state of being is implying that I'm not assured, that I don't feel safe, that I'm in an unstable place because I need this person to do these things so I feel safe, so I feel assured, so I feel confident in us, right? So even if we're affirming, like banshees, they love me, or like it's me and only me. One I never really understood, but I'm chosen, right? Like these things, right? If we're doing this, then our state of being is implying that we need them. We need them. And of course, we know state of being is king, and we know that the world is forever reflecting back us, especially with these specific people that we have all this awareness on. They are going to reflect back this need. They are going to reflect back this incompleteness. They are going to reflect back this unsureness, right? If you're trying to control a situation by manipulating the outside, by sending text saying, okay, if I send the text, like I need them to say this back because I need to feel safe and assured. But if you're trying to control a situation, that means you are out of control. If you are wanting safety, it is implying that you are not safe. If you are wanting assurance, you are implying that you are not assured. And this is what's actually being reflected back, right? Even if you bring someone in or change a little bit of behavior with affirmations, like this is going to end up reigning king. It's going to, this actual state of being is actually going to get reflected back at some point, even if you were to mask it a little bit with some affirmations. So I thought about this. It was like, what happens if we were to verbally communicate our state of being? And I want you guys to recognize, like, I'm not calling you insane. I'm not saying anything like that. I've been here. I get this, but I'm saying, like, I want you to recognize the insanity of this, of grasping at people, right? With the intent of them making you feel safe, right? But like, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pretend that we're verbally communicating our state of being. So you are waiting on a text message. You're waiting on a call. You're waiting on some form of validation from this person, and you keep checking your phone, or you're like, oh, they didn't call, and you got all this meaning going on why they maybe didn't do it, or like, because we're all connected, because it doesn't matter if they're right in front of your face or if they're in Egypt right now and you're not in Egypt. It doesn't matter. We're all connected. So if you were to verbally communicate your state of being with them, this is what they're getting. Okay. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I just want to know why you haven't texted back, because like I'm really incomplete. I'm an incomplete person, and I don't feel safe in my own body. I don't feel safe with me and my thoughts, and I don't even, honestly, I don't even really live life anymore. I'm literally just waiting on you to text me, because when you text me, I'm gonna feel a little bit of a sureness, just a little bit. But because I don't feel safe inside, even when you text me, I'm gonna look at that text through a lens, okay, that it's not enough. I'm gonna say, where's the emoji? Or what did he mean when he said this, or what did she mean when they said that? And then I'm probably gonna want you to call me. And if you call me, I'm going to be going through a bunch of little meanings in my head as to what you're saying and breaking it down, equivalent to my state of being. So it's probably going to be a bunch of fearful thoughts that I'm having, okay? Just so you know. And what you're doing is never going to be enough because I just don't feel safe and secure inside, but I need you to make me safe and secure, okay? And I need this from you. And if you don't give it to me, I'm just going to keep focusing on you. And I'm going to keep playing scenarios in my head as to why I'm not okay without you. Maybe I'm not going to get you. I don't necessarily know, but like, just so you know, I'm right here and I'm not going anywhere. And like, I don't even live my life anymore. I really just focus on you, but I love you. And so like, yeah, can you shoot me a text back? How would you feel if somebody walked up and said that to you? The reason that you want, like, I hear people say like, oh, I want someone to be obsessed with me. Fair enough, right? Whatever. But the reason you want that is because you're obsessed with them and you're not feeling it back. So you're like, okay, I want them to be obsessed with me. And I guarantee, I don't care who's watching this, you have been in a situation before where somebody has been really, 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 really into you and it gave you the quote unquote ick, right? Because it was, and I guarantee you there's been people that have been really, 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 really into you. They gave you the ick and then they stop being into you and you're like, actually, you know what? Hey, what's up? What's up? How you doing? It's just energy. Like, it's just a, it's just a very, very, very suffocating energy when you're like that. But imagine if you were communicating this actual state of being. Because it doesn't matter if you're affirming they love me or affirming I'm chosen, I'm the one, whatever. I don't give what it is that you're affirming. Your state of being is literally saying exactly what I just said when I said if you were to verbally communicate your state of being, that's what you'd be saying. But hey, please, hey, please, like, will you please text me back? Like, I don't think about anything else but you. And right now, I've been on a bunch of manifestation content, like obsessing over it because, well, I want to get you, and you're my end all be all. Why don't you love me? Why aren't you texting me? Why don't you love me? Like, am I not lovable? I know sometimes I feel like I'm not lovable, but like, I need you to tell me that I am, so I feel that way. Text me and make it good because like I need to believe it. And I'm probably not going to believe it. And also, like, have you been seeing anyone else? Because like I'm gonna worry about that too because I don't feel confident in myself, and I just don't think that I'm the best option. So I'm just going to really put a bunch of expectation on you that you can't really uphold, and so it's just gonna end badly and or unfavorably, but it's okay. And then I'll just get back on these manifestation videos and do it again because like because you're the center of my world. What would you think if somebody said this to you? They actually said that to you. But because we are more not physical than we are physical, they're getting this. They're getting this. And granted, I get it, and I have compassion with people who are in this state of being. I get it. I've been there. Trust me, I have. But it does zero good. It does absolutely nothing. For what it is that you say that you want, this state of being, this state of instability, this state of wanting and needing and fear and just chaotic, it does no good for this quote, like for this living in the end game that we play. Oh, you're living in the end, all right, but not the one that you're thinking about, not the one that you want. You're living in the end, all right. Everyone's always living in some kind of end, right? And your goal here, your mission, if you want this person, is to realize that they cannot complete you. I promise you this. Like if you've never listened to anything I've said, like nothing can complete you. It's only a realization that you find within self. You're already complete. You are already all these things that you think that person has in their pocket. And you're scratching at it. No, I need you to give it to me. Give it to me. What if you just like, imagine that. Imagine if you just walked up to him and started shaking him down. Like, no, where's it at? Where's it at? You got my happiness in your pocket, do you? Do you? You got my happiness in your pocket, do you? Where's it at? Is it in your back pocket? Someone would think that you were absolutely insane. And so we don't do this in the physical though, right? We don't walk up and do things and say things like that. Number one, because it is insane. Number two, like we think that if we're not verbally communicating something, then it doesn't matter. Like, oh, but I didn't text them. I'm playing this game where I don't text them, and it's been they took 4 hours to text back, so I'm taking 4 hours, so they know that I'm not really too into them. No, what's actually happening this whole time, if you're in this state of being, is exactly what I just said. You are literally verbally communicating your state of being with their connection to the one mind, just like you have it in your subconscious mind. That's what they're feeling. And almost 100% of the time, they're not aware that, like, of this law. They're not aware that, like, we're all one. And they're not aware that, like, oh, hey, I'm feeling this. Like, they're just like, what the same way you've done it before. So if you were to verbally communicate your state of being, what are you actually saying? You want to get to a place where you can like, if you were to verbally communicate your state of being, you can say, hey, you know what? I know I'm the best option. I actually don't spend all my free time focusing on you. I actually don't have this need for you in the back of my mind every time I'm doing something that's just like in everyday life. I actually do enjoy my life. I like hanging out with you, and I also don't like hanging out with you. As far as, like, I don't mean don't like hanging out, but like I'm also fine if we're not hanging out. I'm me, and I know who I am, and I know that I'm the best, and I know that anybody would be lucky to have me, and I know that, like, it's inside first, outside secondary, and that's good. That's good because I know that, like, I'm a good person to have on their team. Because I know that, because I'm solid within self. I have solid assumptions about everybody else, including you, specific person. I can even bring out the best in you. So I'm okay, right? Think about the difference in that. You actually probably could verbally communicate that, like, in a true state, that's the state you're being, and it would look really, really attractive. It'd be like, oh, okay, okay. Okay, you don't have to do that, but I'm saying, like, what is your state of being implying? And if you need to get a little mental image of what you're actually doing by verbally communicating your state, just know that if you think that you need them to be happy, if you need them to be complete, if you need them to feel safe, or need them to act certain ways to feel safe, then that's really how you're acting. Like, that's what you're communicating is, no, please, what are you doing? I only think about you. If you're obsessing over manifestation content, trying to get this person, like, think about this. You're literally telling them, hey, all I think about is you. All I think. If someone walked up to you and said that, all I think about is you. I can't think of anything else. I've put my life on hold. I need you. You'd be like, yo, back up, please. I love you, but back up. Right? Guys, you guys are all gods and goddesses. Right? You guys are all this all. Stop trying to shake people down and find your happiness. Stop trying to shake people down and find your safety. They don't have it. They don't have it. It'd be like, what are you talking about? I don't have anything in my pockets. What are you talking about? Why are you being like this? Like, what are you talking about? Happiness is in my pocket? What? I don't have your happiness. So, we have to get stable. You have to stop believing the thoughts. You have to stop the fearful, or they're not fearful to you believe them, but like you have to stop believing the thoughts that get you in this fear state. You have to, like, ideally, anytime you're finding yourself in a fearful state, you need to drop things for a little while and get stable, get secure. Realize that only you can give that to yourself, because if not, you're especially in a chaotic state of being, you're going to think that person has it, or someone has it, or something has it, something fucking out there. I can promise you that. And then you're going to try to grasp at it, because who wants to be unstable? Who likes to feel that way? Who likes to identify with mind all the time? Just like, oh, I'm just. You got it. You got my happiness. So remember, state of being is always implying something. Check in with that. I've talked many times about how to get stable. You're literally don't have to believe thoughts. You can get out of your mind, put your attention in your body. But mainly, you should just live your life. If you got really honest and looked at how much you have just stopped living life because you're focused on manifesting a person, like, again, getting them to the easy part. How you show up in the mirror every day with this person is going to be the challenging one. Not that it's not doable. It's actually a good thing that you have this mirror. Like, it's oh, perfect. That's what's going on. Okay, cool. Like, it's actually a really cool thing. But if you're unstable, even if you bring these people in with affirmations, or if you're unstable and you get stable for a little bit, and then you're living your life, and they come back in, if you jump back on that idea, it's a matter of that, like, oh, they complete me. Oh, I want to lose them. I got them back again. Because you have all this meaning as to why this person is your end all be all. Or maybe you have stories outside, like, oh, I'm this old and I need to get settled down, or this is the one person that, like, I didn't feel like this with. Like, you have all these meanings. They're creating this massive, massive, like, importance on this person, which is putting a lot of fear in you. I mean, you already created the fear. But, like, if you're trying to control things, trying to manipulate the outside, needing something from this person, it's implying that you're out of control and that you're incomplete. This is source. You get this together, outside shapes to that, the quote unquote outside projection, because it's just a projection. That's it. It turns into whatever you are. If you are being chaotic and, oh, do you have my happiness? Like, what do you think is reflected? Right? So that's all I got. I just wanted to give you guys and I love you, by the way. I love all of you. I just meant, like, and this is stuff I needed to hear too, but, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, man, if you were to verbally communicate your state of being, think about how insane that it would look. Doesn't mean that you're insane. It just means that you're in a state of being that is, like, really not remembering who they are, grasping it at the outside, trying to get it to manipulate it, get people to do different things, to make you feel safe. And it wouldn't matter even if they said a bunch of nice things to you. It wouldn't be enough. So anyway, focus on you. Live your life. That's the best advice you can ever get. Really, be your own best friend. Live your life, dude. What you want is done. Like, it's done. The only reason you're not seeing stuff is because you have all this doubt. You have this disbelief. All these reasons why things could go wrong or not, why they're not happening yet, and just all this stuff, just mind stuff, from a state of being that's, like, just not convinced that it's done. That's it. So live your life. Put the focus on you instead of focusing all this time on trying to manifest a person. Like, watch what happens when you start living your life. You see, I've seen this before. I've done this before. I've even been on the other side where I broke up with somebody a long, long time ago, and like, I wasn't really feeling like talking to them. But anyway, it's like you've seen people, they're in relationships and they get in a breakup, and, you know, the one person's kind of down, and they see the other person kind of living their life, and they're like, oh wow, like, it must have been easy for them, like, unless they didn't love me. And you're staying in that state, oh man, clearly they just moved on so fast. And then you finally kind of have enough, and you're like, or they finally kind of have enough. You know, I'm just gonna hang out with my friends and start working out again. I'm gonna start doing my thing. And they do that, and then they get hit up. Hey, what you doing? How you been? They dropped it. They started focusing on them, and then people were actually able to focus on them. It's real simple. You're not gonna lose your manifestation or anything like that, but you are playing outside yourself, and that's not how it works. Whatever you've abandoned inside to play outside is going to be reflected back. That's all I got. See you guys soon.